Hi, this is a comparison of the Razer Deathadder 2013 and the Corsair M65 RGB. Now for build, this is, as I've mentioned in my previous video with the mouse caster, the build is plastic, it's light, however it is sturdy. The M65 RGB, however, it's metal, aluminum on the bottom at least. The body frame, it's aluminum. It's heavier, but it's obviously sturdy, it's solid, it's a solid mouse, okay? However, when you shake the Deathadder, there's no parts they can hear. But however, with this, apparently, some users report that the scroll wheel, it shakes when as you can hear. Yep, there you go. That's not really cool, okay? The cable, both use a braided cable, and I prefer the M65 RGBs. It just feels better, it just feels finer and more, slightly higher quality, but honestly, they both look almost exactly the same, so there you go. The sensor, this is the Avago ADNS S3988, I think. I'm probably wrong though. This uses the same sensor. Both, I don't feel there's any acceleration for both. They're both pretty accurate. And if there's if there is a winner, I'll probably go for the Deathadder. It just feels more accurate while in use for some reason, okay? However, this is still very accurate, nonetheless. The coating, I don't like the Deathadder's coating. It makes my hands sweat quite a lot. The M65 RGB is like some rubber coating, smooth, matte, black. Sweat problems? No, there's hardly any sweat issues. My hands don't sweat that much with this mouse. In fact, they hardly sweat at all. It's a good coating. I like it. The clicks. They both use on switches. The Deathadder are very loud, clicky, and crisp. The M65 RGBs, pretty clicky, kind of crisp as well, but they're not as loud as the Deathadders. However, both don't require much force to click, and the M65 RGB feel like it bottoms out faster than the Deathadders. So which clicks do I like better? Probably, still the Deathadders, to be honest. Now the DPI Switch, I'm sorry, now the scroll wheel. The Deathadder scroll wheel is very solid, it's good, it is fantastic, okay? The M65 RGBs, it's heavier, but it's also solid. I'll probably still go for the Deathadders, because each scroll is very distinct. You can feel it compared to the M65 RGBs. You can still feel it, but it's a lot heavier to scroll as well. The scroll wheel is metal as well for the M65, I think. And the DPI Switch, Deathadder, it has none. The Corsair, however, it has a up DPI and a down DPI, and a DPI indicator that changes colors depending on what you set it to. That is pretty handy, it's cool, okay? But in practical use, I don't use it much. It's just nice to have it there, okay? Oh, the side buttons. The Razer has very large, clicky side buttons. They're pretty easy to press. This one has smaller side buttons, much smaller side buttons at the top. They're kind of clicky as well, but I would prefer the Razers over the M65s. As for the lighting, this is just green lighting. It's there, it's nice. This is RGB lighting. It has 3 zones: the DPI indicator, the scroll wheel, and the back, the logo, and the logo. And since it's like a little gap here, when light shines, it kind of like just shines down onto your mouse pad as well. This one has definitely has cooler lighting and better transitions as well. I like this one's lighting better, but then again, this is just green lighting. This is RGB, so I can't really compare it that much. The grip, however, the side grips, this is just 2 small rubber side grips that, frankly, when they're moist, they don't really help much with grip. But this, the entire plastic side, on both sides, is like some sandpapery, rougher grit kind of grip. I love it. It is fantastic. So definitely, this has the better side grips compared to the Razer Deathadder. The ergonomics, however, the Deathadder, it just covers your whole hand if you use palm grip. As I've mentioned before, my thumb and pinky, they touch the mouse pad. However, it's still very comfortable, it's ergonomic, it's nice. The Corsair, however, I put on my thumb. It does not touch the mouse pad. It was like, there's like a thumb rest. My pinky sometimes it does touch, but however the ergonomics, it feels very solid and comfortable as well. Like this back part, it pushes into your palm, so when you hold it, it's still pretty comfortable, it's nice. I'll have to say the ergonomics are pretty much on par. They're both wide mice, in my opinion. My hands, they're kind of big, I suppose. And frankly, I can't really give a clear winner for ergonomics between these two. The size, the Deathadder is obviously, it looks longer. It looks longer, however, they're both relatively the same size, length, and width. So really, there's no clear winners here. However, the M65 RGB, it just feels bulkier, it feels bigger compared to the Deathadder. And the weight, the Deathadder weighs 105 grams. This weighs like 115, I think, or 130 or 120 something without the weights. And I do not use the weights because it's going to be too heavy to swipe while playing Counter-Strike. This is definitely heavier, so I'll go for this as the winner of weights because I like lighter mice. You have more control over them. However, if you like a more solid mouse with weight, this is probably the way to go. The mouse feet, however, this is 3 mouse feet that are of pretty good quality. They do their job. It's smooth, it glides. This, however, has 5 mouse feet, and they are very nice quality, like PTFE, I think. They're very smooth. I really like the mouse feet on this. This is a winner, okay? And the price, this is obviously more expensive than the Deathadder, 2013 at least. The Chroma, I'm not too sure, probably still more expensive. But however, considering its build, metal, and the more features that it offers compared to the Deathadder, it could possibly be worth the price. But however, I forgot to mention that there's a sniper button on the thumb groove. Takes some force to push down, kind of, but do I use it? Hell no, it is useless for Counter-Strike at least. I do not use this. But also the issue is that when you sweat on your thumb, the grime and dirt could get into like the little the grooves on the sides, and that can be a pain in the ass to clean. Price-wise, this is probably still the best bang for your buck, so to speak. This, if you can afford it, then you might as well go for it. It is a very solid mouse, it's decent quality. However, the scroll wheel, it shakes when you scroll too fast, or you like you shake the mouse too fast. A good alternative for this will be the Corsair M45. It uses the ADNS 33110 sensor, I think. It's very accurate. It's lighter as well, and it's just a complete plastic build, so I'll prefer the M45 over this. Thank you, and that is my comparison of these two mice.